Hey YouTube, Josue with Cologne Addict back with another quick fragrance review. Today I'm going to be doing a quick review of a Rasasi cologne this time. This time it's going to be Rasasi's Xtraordinaire Musky, a Creed clone. So this is the box and bottle for Rasasi's Xtraordinaire Musky. As you can see, it has on that side the red carpet series. It's a 3 flowing ounces. Nothing really special about the box itself, but just it is really kind of thin material, so the box easily gets damaged in the shipping. As you can see, it's all beat up in the center there, but the box isn't really the important part as long as the bottle makes it okay. The bottle is a very nice solid glass, I mean all the way around, nice heavy bottle with a solid plastic cap. It's got a really good sprayer. It's got a little mirror on top there with the X for the steel plate there on top, with the X for Extraordinaire. Just feels like a very nice sturdy bottle. I mean, it almost feels exactly like the Dior Homme Intense bottle. The plastic on the Rasasi Xtraordinaire is actually more like it feels a lot sturdier than the plastic on the Dior Homme Intense. Very similar feel to both of the bottles. Another one, you know, the Dior Homme Sport. I mean, you put them side by side, the bottles look very similar and they feel very similar. So if anything, the bottle is a copy of the Dior Homme and Dior Homme Sport bottles. So that was a quick closer look at the box and the bottle for Rasasi's Xtraordinaire Musky. So if you haven't seen from the title already, I'm going to be talking about Rasasi's Xtraordinaire Musky, which is a clone of Creed's Millesime Imperial. Getting into the notes real quick. The notes for Millesime Imperial on base notes are fruit notes, sea salt, Sicilian lemon, bergamot, mandarin, Florentine iris, musk, woods, and marine notes. To me, basically, the difference between the two colognes, when I spray the Millesime Imperial on my arm, I get that opening fruity type smell, which can have a slight watermelon vibe in the beginning, but you smell the watermelon less in the beginning. It's kind of just more of a mix, like a fruit cup. If you ever eaten a fruit cup that's got a mixture of a ton of different fruits in it, it kind of gives you that fruit cup type smell with some saltiness in the background. And that's just what you get in the opening. Once the cologne starts to dry down, you start to pick up a little bit of a orangey type smell, and then you start to pick up, to me, I get a lot of lemons. And the lemons and that orangey smell, I mean, they come out just a few minutes into the actual dry down. Further into the dry down, the fruitiness that was in the beginning starts to kind of pop its way back up, as well as like a powdery type vibe to it. And the fruitiness at this point, you know, more of like 4 to 10 minutes into the cologne, actually becomes a more prominent watermelon type smelling fruit. It's not that same opening fruit cup smell you get in the beginning, but it smells more distinctly like a watermelon type vibe. You get the watermelon, you're still smelling a little bit of the citrus and the lemons in the background, a little bit of saltiness, but you're getting a powdery watermelon type vibe in the front. And even further into the dry down, you start to pick up a slight, like a light crisp musky smell. And I don't really get much woodiness in the actual dry down. It stays fresh, clean, not clean, but you know, you get that light fruity vibe from it. Now going over to the Rasasi's Xtraordinaire Musky. I can just go ahead and tell you right off the bat, they're pretty much exactly the same. The Rasasi Xtraordinaire Musky, in the beginning, that fruity smell you get has a sweeter vibe to it. I mean, just like if you were to eat fruit and if this feels like the fruit's more ripe. It has a stronger, and it doesn't have any kind of that those notes that kind of, it's a smooth opening. It's smooth from the beginning to end. Just like the Millesime Imperial, there's no harshness to the Rasasi. It opens up smooth, it just opens up a tad bit sweeter. And that sweetness note with the saltiness in the background lasts maybe 2 to 5 minutes. And then the sweetness kind of dies down, and then it pretty much smells pretty much exactly like Millesime Imperial. I mean, I've tested this all day. Yesterday I had the Millesime Imperial on one arm and the Rasasi Xtraordinaire Musky on one arm. After those 5 minutes, I couldn't tell the difference between the two. They were literally over 95% the same. Another great thing about the Rasasi Xtraordinaire Musky is the performance and longevity. I feel personally from my testing that they perform pretty much exactly the same. To me, I got about 8 hours of total scent life from the Creed's Millesime Imperial, and I got the same, about 8 hours of scent life from the Rasasi's Xtraordinaire Musky. The great thing about the Rasasi's Xtraordinaire Musky, obviously it's a clone, so it's going to be way cheaper. I picked my bottle up on eBay. I believe I paid $35. You search around online. Some places are really blowing up the prices of Rasasi colognes. They're not as easy to find yet. Some of them are starting to creep more and the prices are starting to go down, but websites like Beauty Spin have them priced reasonably. And if you look around at certain times on eBay, like I said, I paid $35 for this on eBay, brand new, shipped. Great performance, longevity, and it's also a great compliment getter. I mean, I would say similar compliment getter as Creed's Millesime Imperial. I wore this the last couple days, and every single day at work got several compliments, which was definitely a great thing for those of you that like getting compliments when you're wearing colognes. So overall, this is going to be a almost exact clone of Creed's Millesime Imperial. Any comments or questions, post them below, but that was my quick review / comparison of Rasasi's Xtraordinaire Musky.